I'm Jim Jackson, coordinator of football officials for the Ohio Valley Conference.
What are the major rule changes for 2013?
There'll be four that the average fan will see, and we'll go through them with what I think is the prevalence of the occasions. Targeting, hitting a player with the crown of your helmet, or hitting a defenseless player with anything in the head, neck, shoulder area will now result in ejection. There is no change in the rule. There is only a change in the penalty. So there will be players ejected for targeting this year. The Rules Committee is very serious about this. Concussions are a serious issue, and the objective is to change player behavior, especially defensive backs. We want them to play lower. It's okay to hit a player, but we just don't want to hit a defenseless player in the head. You will see that happen across the country. The second thing that the average fan will see is unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. The definition has been extended to include some contact fouls after the play, some things we call chicken fighting. Well after the play, we get two players involved with elbowing, maybe a push to the face mask, and that sort of thing. That's always been a personal foul because it included contact. Now, that is included in the definition of unsportsmanlike conduct. Two of those accumulated by any player will result in an ejection. So, again, sportsmanlike conduct is what we want to emphasize. Unsportsmanlike, it needs to get out of our game. If a player's helmet came off this year and the team has a timeout left, they will be able to keep him in the game by calling a timeout. And then there's been some changes in block and below the waist rules. The average fan probably won't see that, but it's a little bit easier to understand, teach, and coach, and also easier to officiate.
Who makes these changes?
There is a standing committee for the NCAA that consists of football coaches and some administrators from all four divisions of football, Division III, Division II, FCS, and FBS. They meet in February. Make recommendations for changes based on survey results and other data gathering. They make those change recommendations. They go out before all of the NCAA for a comment period, and then they are approved by the Playing Rules Oversight Panel to make sure that it doesn't have a negative impact on the game or on finances. So those rules are now in place, and they were approved and will be used in 2013.
Do the same officials work together every week?
In the OVC, yes, they do. We've got 5 crews, and those guys work together every week in OVC conference games. I think it's very important for those guys to get to know each other on and off the field. It is our intention to make sure that we have equal crews. So we've got 4 new guys this year. We've got them spread out among those 5 crews. We try to make them a good blend of youth and experience, and we think that's the best way to officiate. In addition, when OVC schools play home games against lower division schools, we've got some young guys that we try to intersperse in there. And so in some of those games, we may have 3 or 4 young guys to get them experience, get them used to Division I athletes, and understand what it's like to be in an OVC venue.
Did the OVC officials have a good year in 2012?
I think so. There's always going to be 3 or 4 plays at the end of in each game where you think, well, boy, I wish we had done something a little bit better. But for the most part, we were not a part of the conversation at the end of any game, and that was a good thing. I'm proud of the staff.
Did any OVC officials work in the playoffs?
We did send 2. We sent a crew to Long Island, and they worked Colgate at Wagner in the first round of the playoffs. And then we sent another crew to Appalachian State when they played Illinois State in the second round. We had a good year.